Hello everyone, how are you doing? In this video, I'm going to review two games from the Pandanet AGA City League, the third round. This video is sponsored by Pandanet. Before we look at the games, shall we look at the event homepage and see what's going on over there? Ta-da! So this is the Pandanet City League. Let's see, over here you can see that the AJ City League is here and there's also European Team Championship. On the right side over here you can see the League A and League B. At the League A, the Greater Washington team is at the top and there's Vancouver. Oh, and for your reference, at the AJ League there are American teams and Canadian teams because sometimes the American Go Association includes Canada. And there are LA, Boston, Princeton, Seattle. You can see these teams. And you can also see the news over here. There were the AJ Pro qualifiers. And the one who became pro, Eric Louis, was one of the team members in this City League. Actually, one of the two games will be Eric's game. And then each round you get to see one video review. The second round review was done by Nick Sibicki, and the third round was Shu98. So you can find these videos here as well. Shall we look at the games? Oh, also I wanted to show you this. So today I chose two games. The first game is between Bill Lin and Aaron Ye, Vancouver team versus Bay Area. And this will be the second game. And the first game will be Eric Louis and Edward Kim. I wanted to see Eric's game because he just became the newest pro of the American Go Association. So that's about it. And then let's look at the game. Here we go. Oh, and also this client, if you are not familiar with this is the Pandanet. It has a beautiful graphic like this. White stones over here and black stones. Isn't that nice? And then over here you can see the home room review. And these are the two games we are going to review. So this is about it. And black is Aloha Kim. This is the Edward Kim from Seattle. And the Heisenberg is Eric's account. So let's see the game. Aloha Kim Edward was black and Eric was white. So the beginning, it seems like they both like the 4-3 points a lot. There were no star points or anything else. And then in the actual game, black played here. But I was just thinking that this would be more popular choice among the modern strong players. I thought this was a little unusual choice. You see this corner enclosure when black stone over here is on the star point usually. But I guess black wanted to try something different. And then white approached here. Another white's choice could have been like taking the corner like this. And then black could approach over here or this one. Or take this corner as well. Usually you are not supposed to let your opponent to take two corners like this because these are considered too good. But if you can have the same thing for yourself, then I don't think it will be a problem, right? So that was one option, I guess. In the actual game, white came over here. And then when white approaches on the fourth line, black's popular choice is to attach here. Especially these days, players prefer territory-oriented moves. But in the actual game, black played here, and that's also a very good choice. It's just a matter of personal preference, I would say. And white came over here. Black played that, and these are the Joseki sequences. And I was very surprised to see this move because I haven't seen this move before. I've seen this one. This is the most common move. And then the Joseki would go like this and that, like that. Y to the Atari here, and then Y to Atari here. And at this point, black has two choices. One would be to block the center, and then white would get sente and come over here. Oh, of course, this is not part of Joseki. Black blocks here, and that's the end of Joseki. And then another choice is to just extend here, and then white would push, and black harness, and white has to come out like this, and black connects, and then white tenukis. So you can see that in both cases, white would get the sente, and in this case, white is out to the center, but the other one, black could block. But there are good and bad, because in this shape, black has the cut over here. Or white has the cut, or white could also choose to get more territory on the lower side. So I would say black's this choice would have more emphasis on this side. And this one would be better shaped toward this side. So these are the Joseki sequences that I expected to see. One less frequent choice would be to play here and then block like this. Yes, like that. This is very complicated one. And then I wouldn't recommend that you try this sequence because there are so many variations. And then if you don't do all the moves right as black, you could be in a big trouble. So it could go like this and that and like this, something like that. But of course, you can see that when there are black or white stones around, it can change a lot. So unless you're very confident with this reading, you shouldn't try this one. It's too risky. So these are the moves that I've seen. But in the actual game, black played here. So white extended and black cut here. But when white pushed, it was very difficult situation for black. Usually black will need to answer, but then white can easily capture this stone. So black played here, but when white blocked like this, yeah, this is too bad. I think black was confident with the co-fight because of the co-threats with this cut. But the problem was that black needed so many co-threads. So black tried this co-shape and white ataried here, and black did the co and cut here. But the problem was that white didn't need a co-thread. White could just connect here. And now if black wants to continue with the co, black could do this, and then white would take. And then now black will need to have a co thread like this and then take this one. But white can easily leave like this if white wants. And then black will need to connect here, but then white can hane. So this is just not good. Black lived, but it's only 2 points. And then black's these 3 stones are in trouble. And while black is saving this group, white will get the sente. For example, if black leaves something like this, let's suppose this black group is alive, white will go out to the center. And like this, yeah, this is just not good. So, in the actual game, when white connected here, black didn't do this, but haned here, which is stronger move. But when white ataried here, black couldn't connect. if black connect here, white would exchange this one in sente and then answer this one. And the capturing race between the two doesn't work for black. Black could exchange this one, and yeah. And now there's no code thread even. This one doesn't work, right? So, so black couldn't connect. That was so painful. If white just answered here, black could leave by attacking here first and doing that. Even this one wouldn't be good for black, but it will be still better because black will be able to do this, and the black stone that is cutting the white group will be difficult to capture for white. So this is not as bad. But the actual game, white's Atari here was sharp and black couldn't answer. So at this point, black had to answer and then white got sente. So at this point, it was very painful for black. You can see for yourself that white's center shape is so strong and this group is just like on the first line, the second line. It's not even 100% alive yet. So the result over here was just a disaster for black. But this is not game over yet. So of course black continued. White's coming over here was very good move. White could also choose to come around here, but when black comes here, this black shape becomes quite good. So I think this was good direction. And then black came over here. You should remember that when the opponent has one stone around the center, this loose approach is wiser choice than coming close. Because when you come close, your opponent can pincer. And then because of this stone, you will be forced to take safe moves instead of like normal moves. So that's why you see these approaches when there are opponent stones, and white took over here and black came over here. At this point, white could approach from this side, but black would exchange this one and then answer over here. And this shape is good for black. So white came over here thinking if black answers, then white would come around, come around here, of course. So that was the plan. But somehow black didn't answer. Usually black answers here. Black came over here. I think black was trying to make complicated situation because black knew that this result was very bad and black wanted to find a place to catch up. And then because black didn't answer, white invaded right away, very sharp. And if black just comes out like this, white would attach here and come out. And this will be very difficult fight for black. So black attached here. And then when white exchanged this one and Atari, black couldn't come out. If black comes out, white would connect here and then push this one. And then like this. So you can see that these two stones are cut off and white can live inside. So this is not going to be good for black. Black chose to connect. And the lucky part was that white couldn't start a call because of the code threads. Because white didn't have enough code threads. So white just played here, make things simple, and then got sente and came over here. And at this point, black has to invade here. You see this game is still ahead for white. White is still ahead, but black could exchange these things and that, and then come around here. If black can successfully erase this white shape, then I think this game could have been balanced again with black's territory over here and here. So white will have to be very careful in attacking this group. If black peeps over here, white will probably push for that reason. So this is very difficult situation, and then black will have to be carefully invade inside. Something like that. Or something like this. It is steep and it is risky, but this is the chance that black has. If black lets white get all this territory, then there will be no chance. So in that sense, black's this move was a big mistake. It was too slow, and this is kind of move that you should play when you're winning, not when you're behind, right? So now white got the precious cente, and white could actually simply do something like this, and that would have been good enough. But white came over here, which is even stronger move. And then you can see that white's shape is getting even bigger. So at this point, black can't really tenuki, so black attached it here, and then cut over there. This is the same shape as one of the josekis that starts when white has a 4-3 points, black approaches, and white pincers. One of the things that my teacher used to say was that you should learn the basic shapes from josekis because they're not only used in those josekis but all over the game. So I guess this would be one example. So after black came over here, if white has a pincer stone, white would start from here or here as part of joseki. But since there were no such support, white exchanged these first, and these were all sente. Black could tenuki, but this would be a painful place. Black will need to answer, and then white will get sente, like this. So black connected, and now white's connection is not sente. So if this can be exchanged, this would be much better for black, right? So because this connection is not sente, white came over here first, and black has to come out. This would be the wrong direction. Black came out, and then white connected, and black did that, and white exchanged this one, and black has to answer. Black's haneng over here was overplay because when white came over here, this was also threatening this black's group. So black's proper move was coming over here, and then when white answers around here, black will need to leave inside. And then white would come around here, and the game would be still good for white. But you know, it's still not game over. So that was better. In the actual game, black tried to attack this white group. But this was an overplay, and you will see what happened. So white exchanged this and saved this one stone. And this is forcing black to live in the corner like this, and then white can do this, and then black's group will be baseless. So black exchanged this one and then came over here to attack this white, but this was not working. So at this point black has to connect. And then when white blocked here, yeah, this was already game over. So because of this corner, black will usually leave like this. No, actually white wouldn't atari yet. But if black cuts here, white would connect this one and take this one. And then black will need to use a code thread, and white can do this as a code thread. Black will have to answer. White takes this one, and then black will have to connect because there are no more code threads. But white can easily exchange this one in sente and then just connect here. And now you can see that the capturing race is in white's favor. So yeah, it's not working for black. In the actual game, black came over here instead, but still this attach was a good move. And then the call started from the corner and white had too many code threads. Yeah, this is another code thread. And then this code thread was not working because when black came over here, white did that. And with this one, this black's group was all dead. So just like this game was over. I would say after this first Joseki, the game was already quite difficult for black to catch up. But the one chance I saw was to invade around here when white came this way. After white got sente and then all this, I think it was black struggled to make something happen, but it didn't work. So today's lesson over here, do your Joseki homework. Yes, sometimes the things you lose from Joseki can be difficult to be recovered. So anyway, that was the first game. It was White Eric and Black Edward. Let's go to the second game. This is White Billin, one of the top players from Canada, and Black Aaron, the rising star from the US. I heard Aaron is something like 14 or 15 years old, but he is one of the top players in the US, and he was actually quite close to become pro, although he didn't make it. But I'm sure within a few years we will be hearing a lot from him. So let's see the game. Aaron is black and Bill Lin is white. So this famous and popular corner enclosure, and then white came over here and then did that. So you see this shape again, and this time black came over here. Now will be an awkward time to do such a thing because black has no base on this side yet. So of course this is better. And then this white's move, it's very unique. Usually white would one space jump like this. And then black might peep over here and then answer around here. And then white could answer here or tenuki. So this would be expected sequence. But white came over here and then black exchanged this one and peeped over here. This peep seems like a very good move. White's first instinct would connect here, but when black goes out, the black splitting shape is quite good, and then white will need to settle with both groups. Plus these three stones seem a little heavy. So that's why white pushed here first, and then if black comes out, then white wouldn't exchange this one because this exchange doesn't benefit white. But white will probably something like push once more and then come around here. And because black shape over here is not complete, black will be feeling uncomfortable with this one. If black comes around here, then white will tenuki and come around here. So that's why white pushed over here and black attached here first, so that black will be secured with the connection. Without this attach, white can later choose to cut this off. But if you have this exchange, then this is, yes, quite solid. But then there's good and bad, as you usually see in Go. Because of this exchange, white's over here is better shape, and instead of coming over here, white could choose to come about here. So yeah, I'm not sure which one is better after this result. I would say playable for both. And then black came over here and white did that. And then black's tenuking over here was very light. The joseki would be to something around here, and then white answers either this one or that one, and then black could approach. But black did this first, and then white came over here. This is very good move, especially when black didn't answer. And then black came over here and white attached. So there were two mistakes around here when white came over here. The first mistake was this one. You know, it doesn't seem like mistake, but I'll show you later. And the second mistake was to hane over here. And then before I explain why, I think I'd better show you what happened. What happened in the actual game was just a normal sequence of joseki. But you can see what happened as a result of this joseki. So if this sequence seems complicated to you, I would recommend that you look into this joseki and then find these sequences, because this is one of the old joseki, and then I'm afraid it will take up too much time if I start explaining about each move. But this is the typical joseki sequence, and then black and white did all the perfect ones. So up to now, the joseki is complete, but there's this point. Usually after this joseki, white needs to extend from this group. But at the moment, it is making really good balance with this white's move. And the shape coming from here is making good balance. That's one. And then the center, because white has such a good shape, is a little weak. That's why when white came over here, black didn't answer this one, but came over here because black was concerned about this group. But because black didn't answer when white came over here, white could come over here, and then when white answered, white got to erase this all black's potential, all in sente. And then when white came over here, the game was good for white. You can see that black's territory is all limited. These are all small territories, while white has really good potential around here. And although white doesn't have any good territory other than this one, just this one thing is big enough to take care of all the rest. There were some weak points around here, but when white answered with this one space jump, there wasn't much more that black could do. So the problem with these two moves was that this joseki was not a good choice in this surrounding. So if I will go back, let's go all the way. I didn't learn how to jump into some other moves on Pandanet yet. Anyway, so the first choice black could do was to attach from this side. And then with the normal joseki sequence, this would be better joseki to have for black with this white shape, because this solid black shape can reduce the potential of white. and it will be easier to invade in this shape later. Another choice black could make was to block from the outside and then just connect securely. If white comes over here, then black can exchange this one in Sente and then come about here. So I would say this is still balanced opening, although I would prefer the corner attach. The actual game, after the Joseki, somehow the flow was not good for black anymore. So after this black's hane, these were all just one option, one-way sequence. And then after that, sometimes black choose to Atari here when it's leather. Is this leather now? Yeah, it is leather. But if white captures this one stone, this is not good either, right? So black answered this way, and then white came over here. Black could answer this one, but it would have been still concerning for black because as white is attacking this group, white will be securing all the territory in this area. So I can understand why black wanted to come here instead. At this point, I'm not sure. Black could come over here, but then white can do this and that. And this one stone, if black loses it, it will be a little big, but you can see that there are still many edges. So maybe this was better than the actual game. The actual game was just too good for white because white erased all this black's potential territory. I mean, in this area. And then also got Sente. I would say white's this attach move was really good. Usually white would just connect like this and then black could get Sente. But when white attached here, it was a little awkward to Tenuki at this point. And then when black started answering, white could get the Sente and came over here. So with this move, white got the advantage. Black exchanged this one and invaded on this side. But as you can see that this white's one territory is just too big. And because black felt that black was behind, black started this fight here. This attach is very good Tetsuji, and then it seemed like black could save these stones. And if black could manage these both groups, the game would be again very difficult. But the problem was that when white came out here, black couldn't really connect. Then white would just come out, and then this would be in trouble or this would be in trouble, either one. So instead of answering here, black tried to attack this white group first, but white just came out, and then when white was settled around here, black's group here was already surrounded by white. In the actual game, it became like this. Black did all the Sente exchanges and connected. But when white came over here, these black's 6 stones were captured. And that was too big. So now black was at a position where black has to capture this white group, otherwise black will lose. So black first tried these exchanges to get some places to start, and exchanged over these as well, and exchanged that. I also imagine that black was in countdown at this point. And first black has to make sure that white is surrounded over here, and then do that. Because if white comes over here first, white will easily make an eye with the center moves around here. But unfortunately, these black stones couldn't really cut this white. When white jumped here, I was trying to see if there were any move to cut this white, but it seems like there was no way. I was looking at this tiger mouse, but it seems like white can come over here and then black has to do that, and then white will connect and black has to cut. Now you might think that black succeeded in capturing this white group, but the problem was that white could come over here and white has to draw in order to capture, but then white to that tari, and then black cannot save this one stone. If white captures this one stone, it will become one eye and then white will leave. So that's why this tiger mouse wasn't working. In the actual game, black exchanged this one first and then tried to cut this way. But it wasn't working still. This one would be connected by that. So black came from this side. But when white came over here, black couldn't do that. White would cut here and then cut this way. And that. You can see that black's group is captured. So at this point, black couldn't connect, and that was the game over. Black gained some points by getting this one and that, but that wasn't enough. Plus, white's pushing over here and coming over here was also too big. So after this point, black exchanged a few more moves and then resigned. I would say black did its best around here, but that just didn't work. So my impression was that black just made bad choice with this joseki. So that was the two games we looked at. Sorry about that. How did you like the games? It was interesting, right? So these were the games from the Pandanet AGA City League third round. And I believe they have one round every 3 weeks or so. So you can keep up with their news. It's a very interesting format. And I will be having some more reviews in later rounds, I think. But we'll see about that. Anyway, this is all I prepared for today, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.